Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And today we're here to talk about something positive. Yes, that's right. Positive news on the Ryan 1 on 18 channel. Now this week has been a bit of a roller coaster. We kicked off the week talking about Kasper Schmeichel's injury and the potential of him being out until September. Yesterday we dived into some controversial opinions, which to be honest really got me down by the time the video was over. But today we've got something good to share. Two massive stories that without a doubt will spread positivity among Celtic fans. And the first one, a very positive update on Kasper Schmeichel. So make sure you stick with me. We're going to cover all this as quickly as possible. I want us to be in and out today. We're nearly at the end of the week and Celtic is almost back. But before we dive in, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. We're so close. Now to hitting 49,000 subscribers, and that final stretch to 50,000 is nearly here. Can we be the first Celtic-related channel outside of the official Celtic channel itself to reach that big 50K? I hope so. So go ahead and hit both those buttons. It would mean a lot. Now let's dive into the big stories of the day. Kasper Schmeichel's injury update and the news about Dyson Mata being offered a new contract. It's a good day to be a Celtic fan. Earlier this week, we found out the unfortunate news that Kasper Schmeichel picked up a significant injury while playing for Denmark on international duty. He was involved in a match against Portugal and sustained a shoulder injury that left him in visible discomfort for the rest of the game. After the match, he was spotted at Lisbon airport wearing a sling and looking quite grumpy, apparently. This led Danish media to speculate that Schmeichel could be out until September, which as you can imagine got a lot of people worried. Now keep in mind this was before we had any official word about the severity of the injury or whether Kasper had undergone any tests. The Danish media, based solely on his post-match appearance and his body language, jumped to the conclusion that it could be a season-ending injury potentially carrying over into the start of next season. But today we finally received some official information from the Danish national team. The headlines from Denmark this morning confirm that Schmeichel is out indefinitely, but there is some good news in this update. The national team manager Brian Reimer clarified that Schmeichel is undergoing tests and will be out for several weeks. That's the latest word we have, but they don't know yet if it will be any longer than that. What's encouraging though is that the examinations have shown that there's no fracture and nothing has been found that could pose a long-term threat to his career. This is of course a relief. The news is still not ideal, but compared to the previous speculation, it's much better. A few weeks out is far more manageable than potentially missing out until September. And knowing that it's not a career-threatening injury is a huge relief. No fracture means there won't be any need for surgery or an extended recovery period. So in the grand scheme of things, this is not the worst-case scenario. It's unfortunate, but it could have been much worse. Many people in my comment section earlier this week got carried away with the initial reports from the Danish media. This is why it's always important to remain patient before jumping to conclusions. Some fans were quick to assume that Schmeichel's season was over and maybe even his career. But now we have a bit more hope. The Danish national team manager confirmed that Schmeichel's injury is serious, but not as bad as initially feared. He went on to say that the injury will keep him out for a few weeks, but we're still waiting for more concrete details as the tests continue. This morning, in a further update to Danish television, Brian Reimer said that Schmeichel is currently undergoing extensive testing, which should give us a clear idea of whether this injury will keep him out for a shorter, medium, or longer period. So while we're not going to see Schmeichel this weekend against Hearts, it's not as bad as some may have feared. He has recovered from injuries quickly in the past, and it's clear he's keen to get back to playing, but right now he's injured, and it's uncertain when he'll return. The big takeaway here is that Schmeichel's season might not be over just yet. Even though we won't see him this weekend, there's still hope that he could return before the end of the season. However, there's no rush to bring him back too soon. And if he's not fit, there's no need to force him back for the remaining games. I think for most of us Celtic fans, the main priority now is that Schmeichel gets himself fully fit for next season. If his recovery keeps him out until the start of the next season, I think we can live with that. It's unfortunate, sure, because he's been one of our standout players this season, but it could have been a lot worse. We'll all miss him while he's out. But I think we need to be patient and focus on making sure he's fully recovered for next season. Losing your #1 goalkeeper is never ideal, but we're still in a position where we can work with what we've got. So while this is a frustrating situation, it's not the end of the world. I know a lot of fans are worried, but I think the situation is more manageable than it first appeared. Schmeichel's injury might be a huge blow, but if he takes the necessary time to recover, we'll see him back in top form when the new season kicks off. Brendan Rodgers will address the media tomorrow ahead of the match against Hearts, and hopefully we'll get some more clarity on what the situation is from Celtic's side of things. So for now, we wait for more updates from our own medical team, and from Brendan himself, who will likely give us the latest news tomorrow afternoon. In the meantime, there's another big story today, some fantastic news that will put a smile on every Celtic fan's face. Dyson Maeda is reportedly set to be offered a new contract by the club, which is a massive boost for the team moving forward. The reports last night indicated that Celtic is keen to secure Maeda's future and fend off any potential transfer interest. His current deal runs out in 2027, but Celtic wants to tie him down to a new contract with improved terms. That's the kind of news we've been waiting for. It's been one of the most positive updates in a while, and I can't stress enough how big this is for the club. Brendan Rodgers has made it clear just how vital Maeda is to this team. Maeda has also expressed how happy he is at Celtic, and the fans have made it obvious how much we appreciate his contributions. He's been outstanding this season, arguably the player of the year. Whether he's scoring goals, providing assists, or just being a constant menace to the opposition, Maeda has been everywhere. His work rate, his attitude, his energy, it's all been a joy to watch. Without him, it's hard to imagine where half of our goals would come from. He's been an absolute force for us, and keeping him is absolutely crucial. Now, as we move forward, the big news surrounding Dyson Maeda is one that's sure to bring even more joy to Celtic fans. The reports are circulating that the club is preparing to offer him a massive new contract in a bid to ensure he remains with Celtic for the long term. This news is fantastic on so many levels. It's not just about keeping one of our best players. At the club, it's a statement of intent from Celtic. This is the kind of move that shows the club is serious about retaining its key assets and making sure we're in a strong position to continue challenging for the top honors. Maeda's current contract runs until the summer of 2027, but Celtic are reportedly eager to tie him down to a fresh deal with improved terms. It's clear that Celtic sees him as a crucial part of the team moving forward, and it's equally clear that Maeda is highly valued both by the management and the fans. Brendan Rodgers has made it abundantly clear just how important Maeda is to the squad, and it's not hard to see why. He's been one of the standout performers this season, playing a vital role in Celtic's success. His pace, work ethic, and consistency have been a breath of fresh air for the team, and he's certainly earned this reward. For me, and I'm sure for many others, Dyson Maeda has been the player of the season. His contribution goes beyond just scoring goals. Though, let's be honest, his goal scoring has been crucial, but he's also been a constant threat on the ball, making runs that stretch defenses and opening up space for others. His link-up play is fantastic, and even when he's not directly involved in a goal, his movement and energy make such a difference. You could say that he's become the heartbeat of the team. Whether it's winning the ball back, setting up a teammate, or taking on defenders, Maeda's influence is undeniable. His work rate is second to none, and it's clear that the fans have taken to him. Every time he steps onto the pitch, you can feel the excitement in the air. He's become a fan favorite for all the right reasons, and that's why it's so important for Celtic to secure his future. The news that the club is ready to offer him a new contract is a sign that they recognize his value, not just as a player, but as someone who can help take Celtic to the next level. The club is making a statement that they are not willing to let their top talent leave easily, and that's something to be proud of as a fan. What's particularly exciting about this is that it shows a real commitment to Maeda's future at the club. This isn't just about offering him a contract for the sake of it. It's about recognizing that he is a key part of the project Brendan Rodgers is building at Celtic. With all the talk of potential transfer interest from other clubs, Celtic has made it clear that they are not prepared to let Maeda slip through their fingers. If anything, they want to build around players like him. There's a real sense of optimism about the future, and keeping Maeda is a major step in the right direction. But there's more to this story than just the fact that Celtic wants to keep him. It's also about the message this sends to the rest of the squad and the fans. By offering Maida a new contract, the club is showing that they're not just content with the status quo. They're aiming higher. This is about building a team capable of competing at the very top of both domestic and European football. Keeping key players like Maida will be essential to achieving that goal. And let's not forget the role he's played in helping Celtic dominate domestically. His performances have been a big reason why Celtic are where they are in the league, and he's played a huge part in our success in the cup competitions as well. Now, let's talk about the transfer speculation surrounding Maida. As we all know, whenever a player is performing at such a high level, there will always be interest from other clubs. It's only natural. But here's where Celtic has done something different. Instead of entertaining the idea of selling one of their best players to the highest bidder, they've decided to keep Maida at the club and offer him a deal that reflects his importance. This move is about showing ambition, about saying that Celtic is serious about holding on to its top talent and making sure we're in the best possible position moving forward. There will always be clubs out there that might come knocking for Maida, but Celtic is showing they're not interested in selling unless it's absolutely the right move for the club. They're not going to let another one of their key players leave unless it benefits them in the long run. It's clear that they want to build a team around Maida, and I think that's the right move. Keeping him here is crucial for the club's success both in Scotland and in Europe. As for Maida, there's no doubt that he'll have some decisions to make in the near future. If Celtic offers him a deal that reflects his value, I believe he'll sign it. He's made it clear how much he enjoys being at Celtic, and the fans adore him. Celtic is the right place for him to continue his development and push for more titles. Yes, there will always be the temptation of moving to a bigger league, but as we've seen with so many players before, sometimes it's better to stay where you're loved, where you're making a real impact, and where you can continue to grow. Of course, the offer to Maida isn't just about the money, it's about making sure he knows he's wanted and appreciated. The club is showing him that. They value everything he brings to the table, and in return, they're offering him a deal that reflects that. If Maida does sign a contract, it will be a huge boost for Celtic. We'll know that we've managed to keep one of the brightest talents in Scottish football, and we can continue building with him as a key player. In terms of competition, we all know that clubs from England, especially those in the Premier League, are always going to show interest in players like Maida. But I don't think it's the right move for him just yet. Yes, the Premier League is appealing, but right now he's in a great place at Celtic, playing week in and week out and contributing to a team that's capable of achieving great things. The way things are shaping up, Celtic are on the verge of making something really special happen in Europe, and Maida should be a part of that. So I'm confident that Maida will put pen to paper on that new deal. The manager, Brendan Rodgers, has made it clear just how important he is, and it's clear from the fan reaction that Maida has won a special place in Celtic hearts. The club is making the right move by offering him the deal he deserves, and I believe Maida will sign it and stay with Celtic for many more years to come. This is the type of news that will keep the optimism high as we move into the final stretch of the season and look ahead to the future. At the end of the day, this is a huge win for Celtic. We're keeping one of our best players, and we're showing the rest of the footballing world that we're not here just to be a stepping stone for players looking to move on to bigger leagues. We're building something, and Dyson Maida is going to be at the heart of it. It's a fantastic time to be a Celtic fan, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for this incredible team. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. A recent video featuring Neil Critchley has set Scottish football fans ablaze after comments he made about Celtic Football Club sent shockwaves across the footballing world. The former Blackpool manager, who is now at the helm of Heart of Midlothian, found himself in hot water when a recording surfaced where he appeared to criticize the iconic Glasgow club. While many expected his focus to remain on his new role, his words about Celtic have ignited a firestorm of debate. In the footage, Critchley discusses various challenges faced by Scottish clubs, but it's his remarks about Celtic that have raised eyebrows. His words, though carefully phrased, seem to imply that the club's dominance in the league has stifled the overall growth of Scottish football. Critics of the 45-year-old were quick to point out that his comments could have been taken as an attack on one of the country's most successful clubs, a move that's left fans questioning his motives. The timing of the video is equally intriguing. Just days before Hearts' upcoming clash against Celtic, many are speculating whether Critchley's words were calculated to rattle the reigning champions. Some argue that he may be attempting to put pressure on Celtic ahead of the game, while others suggest it was an offhand remark that has spiraled out of control. Either way, the controversy has added an unexpected layer of drama to the upcoming fixture. Celtic supporters have expressed their discontent, with some calling for an official response from the club. A few pundits have also weighed in, with some defending Critchley, claiming that his comments were taken out of context, while others believe he crossed the line. Regardless, the media frenzy surrounding the incident continues to grow, and it's unclear whether Critchley's relationship with Celtic will remain tense or if this will blow over in time. As the debate rages on, fans are left wondering how this situation will affect not only Critchley's tenure at Hearts, but also the dynamic between the Scottish Premiership's top clubs. One thing is certain, this is a story that will keep everyone talking well into the season. Hello fan, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.